Hey everyone, it's Lisa Turner here from Psycademy, and as always, if you're listening to this live, hello, let me know you're here, and if you're watching the replay, you can always post a question in the box and I will answer it later on. So today I wanted to talk to you about, well as telling you that my new fish, Kiting Chicky Bangkok, is doing really, really well. He's also got a friend, a snail, who's called Bumper, and the snail is yellow. I don't know why it's yellow, but it's a cool snail. Anyway, today, apart from my fish and snail, I thought I'd talk to you today about the tipping point and evolving to a new level of order. So, as you know, I channel a bit and I get a bit of, stuff, insights coming in. And this is something, one of the things I do is I observe patterns. Hey, Leslie. So one of the things that I've been really aware of is that the human species, the human society is evolving. And as it evolves, it's like as any system evolves, it increases in complexity until it reaches a tipping point. In thermodynamics, we call this a bifurcation point, when it reaches this tipping point, it either evolves to a higher level of order where everything kind of becomes more simplified, or the whole system breaks down. Now, I think we're looking at, what's going on in the world. It really does look like either the world is going to evolve to this higher level of order, or the entire system is going to break down. And we can just see that by just how complex life is, how difficult it is. Look at all the juggling that we do. It's like, okay, you need to speak your truth, but be politically correct all the time and don't upset anyone. It's like, but what if my truth upsets someone? What do I do? And it's like, there's this, incredibly complex structures and systems. And I believe we are right on the tipping point. And when I say right, we might be talking a year or a decade or even several decades. I think we're probably closer than several decades, but I think we're more than a year. I don't know. I don't have a time scale for it. But what I do know is that we're either going to, whole of society, what you'll see is the whole of the planet is going to evolve to a higher level of order, which is what I would think is a good thing, or something's going to give. You can't keep increasing the population, just the number of people, the number of systems and structures and processes and how things kind of needing to and are interacting. So this is my why. My why for why I run Psycademy is everything we do here in Psycademy is all about supporting people so that they can evolve to be the highest and most evolved and best version of themselves. And one of the things that I am not a guru, I don't tell you how to be, rather than I ask you, how do you want to be, and support you in order to become that. And that's one of the reasons why we set up the spiritual practitioner training, which is all about, it's not me teaching people to evolve or assisting people to evolve. It's about our graduates assisting people to evolve to that higher level of order. One of the things that I know for sure is that as individuals evolve to more highly evolved, more spiritually intelligent beings, what we have is this counteracts any of the more highly evolved certain people become. This is able to better counteract the less evolved. Now, I do want to say there's no judgment in this. Nobody has to evolve. Personally, I think it's probably, it's desirable for me. What's desirable for you is what is desirable for you. If you're watching this, if you're interested in this, my guess is you're probably one of those people who wants to be more spiritual, who wants to be more evolved. So one of the questions I often get is, how do I be more spiritual? How do I have more spiritual experiences? So the first thing I want to say about this is actually let go of the idea of it being more spiritual and that being spiritual is better. It was David Hawkins who said, you know what? People often want to be more spiritual, and first they need to figure out how to be decent human beings. So start there. Start with how you're showing up in the world. Do you have integrity of your word? Do you treat people reasonably, fairly, kindly? Do you try and generate understanding rather than being in judgment? Do you try and support other people? Do you strive to just be a decent human being? Now, nobody's expecting perfection, And if you see me sometimes on a Monday morning when I'm trying to get my daughter to school, you will certainly say that is not a model of perfection there. Some days we're good. Some days none of us like the mornings. So it's not about being perfect. It's about being the best version of you in that moment. So one of the things that we do, oh, lots of likes and loves. I'm liking that. Thank you. Thank you. So one of the things we do is we start with this idea of resources. So if we go from move from judging someone as like they're not being very evolved, that's a bit of a primitive, mean, nasty, unevolved, stupid way of behaving, then you're in judgment. Whereas if we go into understanding and we ask the question, so first we just go into observer. How interesting. No judgment, just observe. How interesting. I wonder what's causing them to choose that path of behavior. And the answer that you might get is something along the lines of, well, most people are just trying to experience love. They're trying to experience more love. And they probably have, they may not have the best way of doing that, or they're very limited in the behavioral patterns that they have that will enable them to access more love. So what if we kind of approached somebody's behavior that's not really working, either for them or for other people around them, rather than being in judgment that behavior is bad, go into understanding. All they're trying to do is experience more love, and what they're doing isn't working to do that. So one of the questions people ask is, am I on the right path? And the answer is, well, it depends where you're going, right? So if what somebody is doing isn't getting them the results, the chances are it's because they don't have the internal resources, and that's like the strength of character, belief system, inner confidence, inner knowing, or just behavioral flexibility, or even damn skills. If you've seen me trying to speak French, you will know this is a woman who has no French speaking skills. Mostly they say, shall we speak English? Or we just point and grunt at each other. Anyway, generally something, so maybe they just don't have the skills. So that's just one place we could start. Let's step out of judging other people's behavior, whether it's, it's like Trump and Trump supporters. It's really easy if you kind of think, whoa, that's, like I'm probably not a supporter of him, but what I do respect is respect is, people's divine right to support who they want, and what would cause them to believe and perceive that this is the best course of action. And if that's, and if it's getting them the results that they desire and that they want to see in the world, then you know what? Who's to say that we know any better, that I know any better? I don't know. So how to be more spiritual? Start with just working on being a more loving, decent human being. Be true to your word. If you say you're going to do something, follow through or renegotiate. Try and support other people. If you need support, ask for it. Don't get grumpy if you're not getting it. Just ask for it. Aim to be understanding rather than judging, and ask yourself what is it that they're trying to achieve, and can I help them do it? And if the answer is no, I don't think I can, that's great. Just go, you know what? Carry on doing what you want. I'm off to do what I want. So I hope that's useful. I hope you enjoyed that. What else could we say? Nothing, don't think. My fish is swimming away in the background there. He's hiding in his leaves now. There he is at the bottom, behind the purple plant there. I love my fish. We call him Stephen. His real name is, his show name, Kiting Chicky Bangkok. But we call him Stephen. And Bumper the snail. Anyway, people like my fish chatter. Everyone likes my fish chatter. I'm moving my thing because I realized, I hope you could hear me. Could you hear me during that? Because my microphone slid down there. So any questions? Even if it's about my fish is a betta fish, also known as a Siamese fighting fish. And I used to have fish. There he is, I can see him. I'm going to get out of your way. There he is, he's going, he's swimming. Oh, he's going down. So any questions about anything, about my fish, about my snail, about life, the universe, everything, let me know. If it's after the recording, if you're watching on the replay, pop the question in anyway. I like the tortoise, yeah. Well, you know what? He's a space fish, right? And sometimes he wants to dematerialize back into the TARDIS and out again. I'm looking for a TARDIS that you can put in a tank, but I think it's going to be too big for the tank. That's what I'm thinking. So I need to get a little TARDIS. But of course, it's always bigger on the inside, right? Alrighty then, my darlings. Yes, you can watch my fish. Maybe I should just leave you to it. You can just watch my fish. I'll just do a Facebook Live just of the fish one day. There it is, just the fish. Alrighty, I will. Bigger on the inside. Did I say bigger on the outside? I meant bigger on the inside. Anyway, it's whatever it is, because it's a TARDIS. It can do both, right? Anyway, I will talk to you again very soon. Lots of love. See you later. Bye.